The murders of Sarah Milgrim and Yaron Lischinsky have had a profound impact on so many people across the country, including Democratic Congressman Greg Landsman of Ohio, who wrote a personal and emotional response yesterday. Quote, "I've had a hard time getting the image of being shot and killed out of my head. It happens almost every time I'm in a big crowd now," unquote. That's because, and you can see in this video posted on Instagram, the congressman notes that he and his family have been continually harassed and threatened by anti-Israel, anti-Semitic protesters for the last year and a half. And with me now is Congressman Landsman. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. Did you have any compunctions? Did you have any second thoughts about sharing such a deeply personal fear?
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. It took me a couple days, after Wednesday's, horrific executions, murders. I wanted to sit down and try to make sense of it. And then ultimately, for me, writing has helped. And I wrote it as honestly as I could. And then I thought, I could offer this as a perspective, hopefully a useful perspective, and offer an alternative path forward, because we don't know if this is the beginning of something or the end of something. And the worry is that this is the beginning of something.
I was talking to a Jewish public official just earlier today about the threat of anti-Semitic violence that so many of us who are Jews in public life get all the time for any number. We are held responsible for what is going on in Gaza, even though we are American citizens, and I'm sure all of us have different complicated views of what's going on. And it's just rank anti-Semitism, and I'm wondering, do you think it is too tolerated? Obviously we saw an explosion of anti-Semitism on the right years ago, Tree of Life Synagogue, etc. But I'm wondering, do you think it's too tolerated on the left? Do you think it's too tolerated by Democrats?
Yes. I think it's too tolerated on both sides. My hope is that, anti-Semitism, Israel, Middle East peace, all of this becomes nonpartisan again. It used to be, or at least I remember it being certainly a lot less partisan. And that's what I was trying to lay out was, one, this is my experience. This is as honest as I can be, which is, I've had these very vivid images of being shot, and one so intense that it didn't leave me, has not left me. And then a few days later, that's what happened to Yaron and Sarah. That's what happened to them. And so I think it's important for us to say, yes, this is wrong. And for anyone who's being at all tolerant of this, make sure you understand as much as you can understand, which is learn the definition, learn what anti-Semitism is. You don't have to Google that much. The AJC, the American Jewish Committee, has a ton of resources on this. Hopefully we pass the anti-Semitism bill. There's training and education. There's a line. There's a line between protesting and chaos. There's a line between, free speech, hate speech, and violent speech. And I'm just asking everyone to try to figure out where that line is and stay on the right side.
About the targeted for personal attacks, protests in my face, targeting my family, targeting me is...
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that they're targeting. There are much more strong, there are strong advocates for Israel on TV. There are stronger advocates for Israel than you in Congress, and stronger than Josh Shapiro. It's not about our views. It's because we're Jewish.
Yes. They came to my house, and I had promised my son, because they follow me around, and one of them saw me at Target with my son, and he said, you're going to pay. He said that, and my son got scared, and he said, I said, don't worry, they'll never come to the house. And that was his big thing. And then they show up at the house, and they slept outside of our house for days.
Congressman Greg Landsman, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Aaron Burnett out front starts now.